What's up, guys? Happy Sunday, everybody. Oh, man. Decided to give her another try here, man. Freaking TFDI Boeing 717 Delta flavor. Gonna run a quick trip from Dallas Love Field to New Orleans Armstrong Airport. Looking about an hour and 5 minutes or so from takeoff to touchdown. So should be a pretty decent flight. Just like I said before, just to really kind of get a feel, get a feel for this aircraft and all of its subtle nuances. So probably won't do much more than that today, as I am still recovering. So from fishing literally all day in the Texas heat. So other than that, I'll go ahead and start getting this thing, getting the flight management computer programmed. I already got my flight plan built using using SimBrief. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. Apparently, they just got the ability to import flight plans, which is nice. But I'm not going to do that for the purpose of this stream. I'm just going to do it the old school way. And I'm just making up some random numbers, nothing in particular. Check my flight plan. Let's see, what's the cruising altitude going to be this afternoon? 330. Okay. I just throw this in here just for a reminder, as I will forget. Alright, 330. Let's see. Did it give me weather? Yay. Okay, so climb 30,000 feet. So temperature will be negative 46. I don't know if this is even gonna take, but mm, so apparently, let's see if we can enter 284 47. Nah, it's not gonna take it. Will it take that? At least? Nah. We'll have to check the manual to see if that's even implemented, which I honestly I literally do not know. We'll do 11.9 on board is what I'm seeing here. 11.9 board check guard. Check our little EFB doohickey here. See what we got for 0 fuel weight. So 92,000 pounds. Throw that in there like so, and looks like we got some populated numbers, which I'm cool with that. So go 23.2 on the CG, 23.2 on the CG. Next, ballast fuel. Not even worried about that right now. So got our from and to, and then we just gotta add everything in the middle. Alrighty. So we're gonna be departing Love Field. And if I can, I kind of prefer building everything from the SID, en route, star, and then approach. Some systems, depending on how they're set up, you got to do the SID, I mean the departure and the arrival, and then put everything in the middle, which I think is stupid. But who am I? Let's see here. Let's checking to see. Checking to find our departure runway. All right, departure runway 31. See where I'm at in reference to. Let's see, 31 right. All right, so we're gonna take the Lindray for departure. Transition off of Zalia. Insert. Basically, this seems like it's saying, take off, maintain runway heading 2,700 feet, then you'll get vectors from departure, which we won't be getting that today because I'm not about to fool with VATSIM or anything like that. So all right, so Zalia, then direct to Sierra Whiskey Bravo. Um, okay, so basically saying, hey, I've got a duplicate name, which no worries, we'll go here. And which of course, fortunately, you guys won't see it right now, but I'm checking the my sim brief plan and see what it gave me. Compare the Latin log. So west 092. All right, we'll go ahead and do the SWBVR. All right, then direct LSU. Whoop, whoop. Unfortunately, living in the South, you got a lot of Louisiana State University fans, even though they don't live in Louisiana, nor have they even attended LSU. But we got a bunch of LSU fans, so you gotta kind of have to be careful. Be careful with that name there around here. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna be hooking into the Aldad Aldad 9, I think, standard arrival procedure. Yeah, Aldad. Let's see here. Check the weather and see what the wind's looking like in New Orleans. Let's see. So 240. All right, so there it's calling for 29. So what we're gonna have to do, send arrival on that 9, and then LSU will be the um, transition waypoint there for that particular procedure. All right, and then we're going to be shooting the ILS for runway 29, which means we're probably going to have to go in for a left downwind, or either directly in for a base to final. Depending on how everything's set up, HRV. Now let's go to plan mode. Man, do I really want to use a transition? These approach transitions here, they're optional, but depending on how they're set up in reference to um, how you're going to be coming into the um, the airport environment, they can come in handy in getting you a little more established on the approach without having to do anything crazy. Alright, so man, that's a zoom in way. HRV, then helmet, then breeze, then 2.9. They really gave Drew Brees a freaking waypoint. Wow, okay. Alrighty then, so back to our initialization page, go back to map. I'm cool with that. And we're steadily burning fuel. It's freaking like 2,000 degrees here in Dallas, so I'm running the APU to get the pats going. Alright, looks like that's done. I don't like those duplicates here. Um, Normally they're going to get blown out anyway, and then you're going to connect them, so I just connect them here while I'm thinking about it. Takeoff page, so we know 13.0 will be our flaps. And if you're just chiming in, welcome people. Appreciate you for coming. Total air temperature. Did I start up my... Okay, hold on 1 second here. Let me get my active sty. Active sty. Yeah, active sty. Active sty. Active sky going. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's a P3B. Close you. Hey, how's it going? Alright. There we go. Sorry about that. I am doing well, just recovering from being out in the sun all day. I had a long day out in the lake yesterday, so I'm just kind of like, so. Yep, other than that, not much going here. I mean, not much going on here. Just trying to get this guy here going. Alright, so now looks like we're all set up. We got the gate still connected there, so go ahead and disconnect that gate. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I love the heck out of this. It makes sense. I mean, even with most. Of course I'm gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna need to connect that. There we go. Yeah, okay, good. Even with most add-ons using the flight management, that secondary flight management computer, or even having a built-in menu for the flight management, I mean for the exterior services like the GPU and stuff like that, to me that's just freaking amazing. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just seems a little more convenient for me because sometimes, who knows, you might want to use two, especially if you're doing like share cockpit or something. I mean, you're going to have, both computers going. So, uh, TFDI definitely gets an W for that one. Gotta turn that on, like this arm. Emergency power on. And I will call you back. just leave this on. Alright, let's go ahead and get my after fuel pumps on. We have no fuel in the center tanks this morning, so, or this afternoon, so I'll go ahead and leave those guys off. Beacon light on. Alright. So, okay, so we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the start pump since the APU is on. I mean, since I got the APU already on and our main fuel pump's on, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that guy off, but I will, with the help of GXX, go ahead and push back. We're going to be pointing to the right, I believe. Oh, man. Yeah, I tried this thing on P3D. I think it was Saturday night. I don't know, Friday night, I think. And it was just an utter disaster. For me, at least. I'm still getting the hang of P3D in general. I've been using Flight Simulator for the last God bless it, like 10, 15 years. Um, so it's a bit of a transition for me as far as using it. So, all right, parking brakes released. All right, make sure bleeds are set to auto. I'm going to go ahead and open them because we're going to open them anyway. But I wonder if I can get number 2 to roll with the that bleed valve. I should be able to, but we'll see. Nope. So we'll either have to close it or select it to auto. So we'll select it to auto and go ahead and roll 2. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll put start pump on then. All right. I need air. There you go, Johnny. What are you thinking? Alright, so got air going. Roll 2. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't use a checklist. Whoops. Oh, man. Got number 2 spinning up there. And go ahead and turn on our trans pump and auxiliary hydraulic pump. Alright, let's start disengage there. Everything's looking pretty smooth. Alright, let's go ahead and start number 1. Clear on the left. Go ahead and open up the isolation valve and start left. Oops. Alright. N2 increasing there. It doesn't seem like she wants to spin up, so let's go ahead and disengage that starter. looks good. There we go. Alright, go ahead and introduce fuel here. About 21%. There we go. Now EGT should kick off here. There we go. Alright, got number one rolling. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get the old vanilla FSX clearance. Alright, looks like number one stabilized, so go ahead and connect the left gen, right gen, disconnect APU. Go ahead and place our pneumatic system to auto. Alright, disconnect APU air, answer that radio call, and go ahead and turn off our master. We no longer need the start pump. And I think there's a different view there. It does make things a lot better. Okay, taxi light there. And go ahead and turn on the windshield anti-ice. And flip through all of the panels. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, ready to go there. So we're gonna crack. Yo, what's going on, DFW? Oh man. Let's see here. Whoops. Alright. Tell you one thing, that tiller steering is sensitive. Barely cracking the throttles. I did reinstall that patch, DFW, for that P3D version. I've yet to try it, and I am actually on Flight Simulator Steam Edition, which I really didn't have too many issues with the Flight Sim Edition the last time I tried it, but of course that was um, one quick 30-minute trip. So this one's a little over an hour or so. That's the main goal here, to try to test this thing out and see if we can actually accomplish a flight um, without any pilot-induced issues. Non-pilot induced issues, that is. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. By no stretch of imagination. Because I've been in Microsoft Flight Sim for, got a little over 10 years, and um, I don't see myself not using it anytime soon. But, I mean, I roll all three flavors, X-Plane 11, well, X-Plane 10, 11, P3Ds, and, I mean, honestly, I'm just at home, at home with Flight Sim. Go ahead and roll those flaps there. All right, got flaps to 13. Yeah, she's taxiing a lot better. Um, yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, good old Microsoft was the catalyst for me really getting into aviation as far as I did, and um, for it since yeah, those add-ons surprisingly add up super quick, super quick, and we're not even talking about getting married and uh, all things that entail in marriage. So it's kind of hard to explain to somebody why you spent $100 on not just a piece of software, but an add-on to a piece of software. It is a very expensive hobby. I can just about rent a 172 at that club at our club for another $20 there. Oh, I believe you. I believe you. All right, let's see here. Landing lights on, nav lights on, high intensity lights on. Honestly, I totally should have turned on the nav lights as soon as we powered up the airplane, but you know what? That'd be all right. We're gonna get that galley power on. Profile armed. Okay. All right, let's crack these throttles here. I'm trying to be as ginger as I can on the throttles because although they have toned it down quite a bit prior to the patch. I mean, you could just, even think of moving the throttles, and I'm talking about the engines will wind up to like 60% in one instantly, and it just made taxiing unbearable. You're either riding the brakes or, then you can't really try it. Can't really do single engine taxiing because the ground friction is still kind of jacked up. So it was definitely a aggravating experience to say the least. All right, so that's done. Make sure everything here is somewhere configured. Profile mode. Okay. All right, I'm good with that. All right, let's see. Take off. Take out power set. Engine instruments and limits. Airspeed's live. 80 knots. V1 rotate. V2. Positive climb. Gear up. And it is very warm here in Dallas, ladies and gentlemen. So that takeoff roll was not surprising. It's like right at 31 degrees Celsius, and it's probably going to be bumpy as crap. All right, go ahead and start trying to retract these flaps here. I also noticed it seems like the 717 has that typical mad dog angle of attack when climbing out there. So like bloody 20 degree. 20-degree angle of attack. And I am actually going to go ahead and start a left turn, as I don't want to bust DFW airspace, as I'm sure we're probably busting all kinds of airspace right now. But you know what? That's all right. That is all right. And honestly, I want to pull out for a flight and start kind of following along. But I mean, honestly, you know, as far as flying, you know,
Stabilizer motion.
flying for real, it kind of makes things a little difficult. Yeah, kind of get out of it.
altitude.
Alright, guys, I'm back. Oh man, yeah, better grab another bottle of water and throw something in my mouth real quick. Yeah, I went on a fishing trip yesterday, and um, boy, did I burn up. Thank you, dear sir. Alrighty, let's see here. I don't know. I'm really digging this default position. I don't even think I've changed the seating position um, on this thing, but I don't know. Like for instance, like if I'm flying recreationally, something like that. I kind of want to be up on the panel as close as possible without, you know, while enabling myself from manipulate, the directional gyro or something like that. But I kind of like seeing nothing but window unless unless I'm IFR flying or something like that. But um, really digging that layout. This position is. The only thing I see that's missing is, which this might be one of those, one of those deals where, if you order it from Boeing that or McDonnell Douglas that way, but it's totally doesn't have an auto brake. Um, I mean, is it me or is it a conspiracy? But oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, great plane so far, especially after they after they patched the thing. Yeah, it seems like it's been so far. She seems to be behaving quite nicely. And I'm assuming under the documents page, you can, um, I guess you can add PNG files or something like that. Wait a minute, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty freaking nice. I throw you a checklist in here, so there's no excuse for screwing up the engine start process, like I did a few minutes ago. After start checklist, cool. Of course, it's not touchscreen like the tablet would normally be, but it'll get you where you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just seen a little speed placard. So, maps maximum flap extension speed. Oh man, that's awesome. So basically, as long as you're under flaps 40, you can go ahead and, under 200 knots, you can dump flaps 40. I mean, you might balloon 4,000 feet, but I mean, if you got in a pickle, you could. If you get in the jam, let's slide on over here to the right seat and see what we got. Well, all right, cool. Now I saw something behind this. There we go. Map light. Or okay. quick question, whoever's on the chat, how often do you guys fly from this position? I think I've done it like, I don't know, man, freaking like 2 or 3 times. But it's kind of funny. Um, if I actually prefer this position in real life, but for some reason in the sim, I can't do it. I mean, I can, but I guess because like I said, I guess your sight picture changes, and makes it not as simple to do. But I really would like to try the shared cockpit feature on this thing. So if any of you happen to snag you a copy of the 717 and you guys want to aircraft share, let me know. All right, so if you get rid of the tablet, how do you bring it back? That is a question. How do we bring the tablet back? Well, it keeps it on my side, so that's good. And we're very clear on that. But it's nice, so at least you can get rid of the little interface here, but you can keep it over there. That does make life a lot easier. But so far, everything's looking pretty good. About to hit Sierra Whiskey Bravo, and from there, we'll start our descent at LSU. So getting pretty close to New Orleans. Grab us a beignet and a daiquiri or something. But yeah, I just really noticed that this thing didn't come with auto brakes, which like I said, I'm sure it's like a carrier option or something like that. Or unless I'm completely missing it. I'll no, it's flight deck door. Nope, not up there. Actually, I think that could come off. Well, okay, I know in the MD-80, the trends and the aughts can go off during cruise. Not sure about this one. Let's see, APU. Yeah, I don't see any kind of auto brake anywhere. So, well, there's something with auto brake. Oh, no, that kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh, what's going on? But yeah, she's turning. Um, DFW, you know what, man? It's a heck of a lot less crowded than the uh, than the 80. That's for sure. I mean, as you hit the nail on the head, really. That's what exactly, exactly. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you remember the Leonardo design MD-80 that was out for. I think it initially came out for Flight Sim 9 or something like that. But I mean, of course, that was like the standard for, I think that was even before PMDG. That was like the standard for Flight Sim aircraft. But I mean, I'm looking at that panel. I mean, it's busy as heck. That is super busy. And you spent, most of your time trying to find out where the hell shit was. I remember when I first bought it. I'm like, I literally just loaded up and pulled out the manual just to see where everything was. And there's no. I mean, I'm sure the engineers, they totally saw the logic, but when you look at the overhead panel on on like the 7.3 or something like that, you can kind of make some rhyme or reason as to like the flow. But like for example, on the 80 series, the hydraulic controls are like freaking down here. You know, so you're like, oh, where the heck is the hydraulic controls? It's like they're down there, and some of the exterior light switches was like over here. I mean, it made no sense whatsoever. But of course, after you put God knows how many hours into it, you kind of get used to where everything is. But yeah, you know, it's definitely busy. I guess when they were, when this guy was on the drawing books, they were kind of like, yeah, let's not make this panel so convoluted. And this is what you have, minus the ginormous tablet thing sitting there. All right, so getting pretty close to our top of descent. Go ahead and check out this approach. Alright, so we're going to be passing HRV at 8,600, 2,200, 19,000. Yeah, 22,000, 19,000. Okay. Alright, and probably going to be doing like a flaps 40 landing. I don't know, probably do flaps 25. We're not too terribly heavy today, so we do. Oh, that shoots up the V up and I'm gonna go ahead and do flaps 40. And the only reason why I say that is because I'm still getting used to using the F2 key again for reverse thrust, and I don't want to botch that up. Alrighty. And let's take a look at the outside, see what she's looking like, man. I look at this thing, and I'm like, I wonder how it would have looked with winglets. I don't know. I don't think it would have looked too good with the super long ones, but maybe like maybe like some little short winglets there probably wouldn't have been, probably would have looked too bad. If they would have kept up the development, I'm sure they would have added it eventually, or maybe a third party would have offered it or something. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and check the weather in New Orleans, which I think I could do that here. I think I can. Weather request, yeah. No, I don't think you actually enter it. Let me go back to my flight plan and see what it says. Um, hmm, Destination alternate. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and not be so weird. Okay. Download. Alright. Weather. Okay, I know about the NOTAMs. I know there's an abstraction. There's a crane. I know that. Um, yep. Okay, so winds aren't too bad. It's like 8 knots. Please take my name, Raul. How's it going there, Raul? Raul Sharma, how's it going? Alright, looks like this is... Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm assuming this is where you would put your flight number. Actually, I think it is. I know on the Saab that had something similar to that, and I think that also sends it to the black boxes, the flight number. So you'll dial that guy in at the gate, I'm sure. Alright, see what we got going on here. Go back to our... I got 43 miles to descent. Cool. Hmm. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I only got like a few hours in this thing, so I'm still getting adjusted to what's what, where everything is. Would be nice to kind of figure out how to bring that tablet back. It's kind of sad. I don't know if you guys do it. Sometimes you kind of hover your mouse in a little area to see if you get a tooltip or something to come up. Oh man. Hope everyone's having an awesome Sunday or Monday, depending on where you're at. The Mercury space capsule window mechanism. Yes, don't you love it? Just gives the airplane that robust industrial feel. No, Boeing didn't change that. Honestly, it seems like they yanked the panel out of an MD-11, slapped it in here, and honestly, this kind of the engines kind of remind me that of a Fokker, like the Fokker series, Fokker 100 series. I don't know if those are Rolls Royce or not. I can't remember. I know like Rolls Royce Tay engines or something like that. But that's kind of what I got from it. Yeah, Boeing definitely didn't bother changing it at all. I guess to kind of keep that commonality between the type. You know, as I'm sure they probably assumed like American would take on the MD-95 slash 717, whatever you want to call it. But they did, and honestly, I think if American did this, had man, went to design the window. Exactly. Yeah, and the fact there's like one. Let's see here. Let's see. We got a little minute. Let's see here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Nine bloody window panes. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the C check? Just for you know the freaking windows. Checking the seals and changing those freaking things out. designing all of that, you know. Cause I know, I mean, there's some aircraft like Sierra J, you can't even open the side windows. And of course, sometimes there's normally a hatch up there or something, you crack it open to let some air in. Exactly. I mean, extremely expensive. Which unfortunately is, I'm sure, is part of the reason why they're going away. I'm sure that is probably why they are going away. Let's see. I still got to get used to this layout. I really do. Simple doesn't seem too overly complicated, but you know, just the nuances of the design. That's the little things. All right, looks like we're about to hit that Todd. We'll go ahead and drop this to our final approach fixed altitude. Let's see, profile idle. There we go. And this is the same setup as the MD-11. I forgot for the life of me to how to initiate a descent. Yeah, they used to. All right, this is supposed to be idling. Idle clamp. The bus. Let's see here. Let me search Google for that. Let's see. Is the TFDI good or just average like Aerosoft? First of all, hi Ryan, how's it going? To answer your question, um, let's see, let me get this line down here. All right, cool. Yeah, to answer your question, the aircraft has potential to, and it really depends on what you're comparing it to. Comparing it with as far as that Aerosoft goes, as you know, Matthias Koch, which is the one of the head honchos there at Aerosoft. You know, it really depends on the product you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it, like for instance, their base Airbus package, honestly, I think this will be a little bit more high fidelity. Um, bearing bearing in mind the bugs and the little issues that the aircraft has in its current state. Um, but as far as it being, I would say this will be on the more positive end of average. Right now, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you on that one. Um, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and manually. perform this descent. There we go. But yeah, in comparison to Aerosoft, I think this will um, definitely be more on the good side than average. I say, like I said, there are, or there were some um, some issues that I feel that have been worked out. Um, they're working on um, work, you know, working on some other fixes as well that weren't as important, honestly, compared to getting the thing going. But if we're, comparing to what Aerosoft currently has right now, I would say yes, this is definitely better. So definitely better. So right now we're about to cross Voodoo. Let's see here. I kind of delayed my descent a little bit because, like I said, still getting adjusted uh, to the McDonnell Douglas slash Boeing way of life. That side there. I mean 737 or something like that. Of course, it's completely different. So that is one thing to be prepared for if you haven't purchased this aircraft. You're kind of on the fence. Um, I would definitely look into my favorite aircraft. My favorite aircraft in reality is probably the MD-80. Definitely the MD-80. Um, but of course, those their days are numbered as a people hauler. But that's probably by far my most favorite aircraft. Um, I like the pilot interaction. Um, of course, I mean it's highly automated, in its own way as well. But I enjoy that airplane pilot interaction. That I mean, really, the MD-80 is probably the last of the commercial aircraft to have that. Unless you're looking at the 737-300 or something like that. Um, but yeah, out of my second favorite, in case you're wondering, um, I would probably say the 777, which you won't see me streaming that as much, I mean, I could do the time compression deal, but I literally don't want to run my rig for 9, 10 hours on a flight, which I have done it. It's just, yeah. All right, looks like we're coming out 22,000. It did kind of paint this approach a little weird. I mean, basically, I'm going all the way out to HRV, and then starting their approach. It did paint that kind of odd, but we'll go ahead and jump in heading mode. It's a beautiful day out, so why not hand fly this thing? All right, so I have disengaged um, the flight management mode and engaged the heading selector function on the autopilot. And normally what I'll do, I'll jump to my approach page just to remind myself of the speeds. fasten seatbelt signs. Oh, cool. That was 738. Yeah, I agree, Ryan. I do enjoy the 738. Matter of fact, you'll probably see that. Nobody cares. No, Ryan. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? Meeting other people, and sharing thoughts and our love for aviation. I mean, that's the whole point why I do this. I don't do this for the views or whatever, man. I could honestly, you may see me streaming with zero views. It's just something I enjoy doing. I got tired of streaming by my, of not streaming, but flying by myself, blah blah blah, blah whatever, go through the motions. But I initially started on Twitch. I'm not originally from Texas. I'm from Mississippi, and moved out here and been out here ever since. Had a taste of the commercial airline deal, and hated the fact that they somehow leave it to corporations to suck the love out of aviation. That's what it kind of did for me. Kind of sucked the love out of flying, and got out of that, and fell back on my degree field, and I have been in networking ever since. So fly IVAO. Fly IAV. Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. It's kind of enjoy doing my own thing. Yeah, I do typically stream around this time. During the week, of course, I worked a 9 to 5 like everybody else. So, um, I'll typically stream around. You probably catch me around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys do use Twitter, um, I'll normally post or try to post when I'll be streaming. Yeah, Kings, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Thank you, sir. But yeah, definitely during the week. If you don't see me streaming exactly at 6, um, do a barrel roll. I don't think she'll do it, Tyler. I don't think she'll do it, man. She might. I don't know. I mean, if I was Denzel Washington, maybe. All right, let's go ahead and get out that spoiler. All right, getting below 10,000. So I like to do 240 knots, so I'm going below 10. Flight level 400. There's the bayous there of Louisiana. Ew, FSX makes me want to throw up. Honestly, Mikhail, sometimes FSX makes me want to throw up as well. um, that's why I went ahead and bought. I have all three flavors. P3D, X2011. so on and so forth. I've been on Microsoft Flight Simulator for so bloody long. Um, yeah, I've been on it for so bloody long until old habits die hard, so they say. All right, gents, let's go ahead and do a direct to. Go ahead and do a direct to the helmet. Let's see. Can I go to the nav mode? There we go. Recommend plan. Yep, sim brief. There you go, DFW. Yeah, man, sim brief. And it's all free. There you go. Um, I went ahead and bought Professional Flight Planner. Um, the reason why I did it because at the time I don't I had purchased the FS Labs A320.
Stabilizer motion.
I bought the FX Labs A320, and I don't think SimBrief had any what word? You know what? I'm Kings. I'm not even gonna. Oh man, not gonna say I endorse that, but you know what, man? Whatever you gotta do, brother. Um, yeah, PFPX is great. The only thing I ran into problems with was um, the flight plan import deal for FS Labs. So I started using SimBrief, and honestly, sometimes I'll use SimBrief more than I'll use PFPX. But I mean, that's just me. That's just me. I have been talking. I have been doing no kind of flying, guys. Holy smokes! All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and right now I'm just working the vertical speed. You know what, Ryan? I don't get it either. I think what happened, and this is just my personal opinion, I think a lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth with FS Labs when it was initially released. The aircraft, even from a simulation perspective, is so bloody complicated. There's a lot of services that are running in the background, and you're asking 10-year-old, well, I say 10-year-old, but very old software like
Altitude.
Flight Simulator to try to handle all this. And sometimes things, because I mean, even with me, sometimes I'll load up the FS Labs, and if it has a bad day, it'll bomb out on you. But you know what? I mean, we have to understand exactly, DFW. You have to understand what it's doing on the back end. Then once you kind of get that understanding, you tend to exercise a little more patience with it. Did you fly Cessnas first? Yes, sir. When in real life, yes, I did. I started in a Cessna 172 Special Performance, or SP. And we're going to go ahead and disengage.
Autopilot.
There we go. All right, gonna go ahead and
Speed brake. Speed
there we go.
brake.
And turn on the trans and aux pump. Yeah, the SPs are amazing. I learned out in Arizona. What do I do for a living? Now I'm a network administrator. Um, which anyone who is looking into, go ahead and go to gear down.
Speed brake.
Whoops.
Speed brake.
Which anyone who is looking to, and yeah, sorry guys, fat finger the key.
Speed
There we go.
brake.
Shut up. Okay. Which anyone who is looking into getting into commercial aviation, I highly recommend um, getting into a secondary degree field because you might not like it. So,
Stabilizer motion.
let's see here. All right, we'll go ahead and do VREF plus like 5. And flaps 18, go ahead and drop down the rest of the flaps. Alright, go ahead and bring down flaps 40. Alright, got landing gear down, flaps down, finals clear, runways clear. And we're just going to pretend, for the sake of argument, that we do have a runway, that we do have a landing clearance. Alright, so. Hang dear sir, we'll try not to kill anybody. Alright. A little bit above our glide slope, but you know what? I'd rather be above and below it.
1000.
All right.
Stabilizer motion.
Go ahead and try to catch it there. Try to keep about 500 foot per minute rate of descent. And you also have to bear in mind on these McDonnell Douglas aircraft, you're not actually manipulating the ailerons and the elevators. You're actually manipulating the little tabs there. So
500.
your control inputs might be somewhat delayed by a few milliseconds, but you know, not much. But you know, it does
400.
feel a little different.
Too
Looks like
low,
we're.
terrain.
Oh, hush. No, we're
Too
not.
low, terrain.
No, we're not. Hush.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
No, we're not.
Too low, terrain.
No, we're not.
Minimum.
And we will continue the landing.
100. 50. 40.
All right.
30. 20. 10. 5.
All right. Missed that touchdown aiming point, but it's all good there. All right. Nose zero down. And let's see. Why is she going full throttle? You know what? We're going to go around. Wow. Wow. Okay, so she won't even go around. Wow. This is not me. Just FYI, this is not me. This is totally not me. Wow. Brake overheat. Yeah, no joke. All right, so this is how that landing was supposed to happen. This is how that landing was supposed to happen. On touchdown, the auto throttle system is supposed to disengage, idling the aircraft. Idling the engines, and we're supposed to initiate the reverse thrust, and all is well. However, that did not happen. That totally did not happen. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Oh yeah, we totally smoked the brakes. We would need to call we would need to contact the fire services and have them escort us because yeah, our brakes are smoking. Um, let's go ahead and clean up. But yeah, all seemed well except the Matt Davies. Wow. Yeah, all seemed well up until the point of the auto thrust not disengaging. I'm pretty bummed out about that. I'm gonna be honest with you, gents. Hmm. Pretty bummed out about that. But I mean, that's just one more bug. Um, One more bugs. I mean, I don't know. We could have went a different direction with it, and I say that, and you know, I say that just for this reason. What we could have did, we could have disengaged disconnected the auto thrust, and completely flown it manually. Um, which the problem you run into that is, I mean, the problem you run into is normally that's not the case. Normally the airspeed is managed, even though the landing itself is performed manually. The airspeed is managed, and so of course, you'll dial in your VREF or your VAP and start your approach. And like I said, just like Airbus or any other aircraft, once you reach, prior right just before touchdown, it should idle out, and you should be able to go into reverse thrust. So no worries, no worries. Just thank God we got good brakes. So let's see, and get the hang of taxiing this bloody thing. I mean, all in all, the aircraft is flyable in its current state. Um, it's just, be prepared for some frustrations until, all the kinks get worked out, which they will. I mean, I believe that, the developer is being, it's being as reactive as they possibly can be in getting everything lined out. So, other than that, it should be good. It should be good. Probably my next stream is probably going to be in the PMDG 73-700 flavor, and we'll probably make some runs in the Southwest colors and see how. What do you think about FSW? I knew that'd come up. I knew that will come up. Flight Sim World 2017. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have caught the Absine feeds, but Randall Rodazzo or Randy Rodazzo, whatever his name is, um, just released a huge statement, from on AFCM, which I don't know if you know who that guy is, but he's one of the head honchos of, well, he is the head honcho for PMDG. And I think the thing that concerns a lot of developers the most, thanks, Flying, getting that fly with you. Good night. Good night, EP, man. Pleasure. Like I said, whenever you're online, just feel free to swing by the channel. I'm pretty much streaming every day, if not, I mean, every other day, if not every day. So, yeah, cheers and have a good night, bud. But he released a statement basically saying that Dovetails, he doesn't really know what direction Dovetails is going to go. Um, Basically, there was talk of Dovetails wanting all third-party add-ons to be piped through their channels or whatnot, um, which is great. Of course, great for us as a user because I mean all the add-ons are in one central spot, but terrible for the developers since I'm sure there are some fees that would come as a result of that. So we're just gonna go ahead and just kill them. So let's go ahead and disconnect everything, gents. Since this will be the last flight of the day. But but yeah, they're not exactly sure what direction Dovetails is going to go. As far as they're going to be wanting everything piped through their channels, or if they will remain, as is. Basically, if you want to purchase, Airsoft add-on, you can go to Airsoft's website, or if you want to go to purchase PMDG's add-on, you go on PMDG's website, and basically, Mr. Rendenzo commented that he doesn't know how he feels about that. And he doesn't care for the whole middleman type deal. And so that's not looking too terribly good for Flight Sim World. Being that, PMDG, I mean, when we talk about PMDG, it's like, in the Flight Sim community, it's like talking about bloody Microsoft in the software community. Um, so I don't know how that's going to work out for Dovetails. I'm sure Dovetails is going to reach out and try to, try to smooth things over. As far as how it looks, to me, it looks pretty good. I don't know as far as what they're aiming towards, or they're looking for, what kind of market are you looking for? Kind of like a more arcadey type deal, or if they're looking to go more simulation based. I think that kind of remains to be seen. So I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines to see what pans out, and honestly to let some other people download it and and see who else in the U.S. flies at 717. Well, as of right now, I think Southwest still has some old Air Tran birds, if I'm not mistaken. DFW. I still think Air Tran is slow old now slash Southwest is still running some running some 717s, but I don't know if they've already decommissioned a lot of those. I know they're on their way out, but I don't know if they're still doing ops, or if they've all been mothballed. Do a little post-flight walk around, guys. And honestly, since we're on that subject, I still have yet to figure out how to get the bloody iPad back up. If anybody has the TFDI 717 and has figured out how to get the iPad up, please let me know. I wonder if there's like a secondary menu or something. Left panel, RMDC, nope, nope. There has to be a way of getting the little manipulator deal up again. Um, but yeah, going back to Flight Sim World, it's kind of glad you mentioned that, because that might change. That might add another simulator to our list. I don't know. It kind of remains to be seen. And honestly, I'm gonna let I'm gonna let a few people check it out, and I'm gonna kind of sit on the sidelines and see how everything pans out before I myself pull the trigger on it. I mean, it looks great. Looking at the little intro video, I mean, it looks freaking phenomenal. But um, I don't want to buy this thing and it be another whole Microsoft flight deal, or the whole flight school deal that Dovetails tried, which, yeah. Um, so, yeah, that is my take on it. Um, oh my gosh. Main exit. Oh, there we go. Let's see. All right, cool. So if you guys have not seen the, well, if I can get that to go away, seen the exterior close up of the aircraft. Hola, how's it going, Diana? Evan, if I pronounced your name wrong, I'm sorry. My apologies. Just finished up a nice trip from Dallas Love Field and almost ending in a fiery crash in New Orleans, New Orleans, Louisiana. Um, just uh, just testing out the TFDI 717. Um, Overall, I mean, as far as it, as far as it getting a W or L for me, I'll definitely give it the win. Just for, I mean, honestly, the whole deal with the whole runway, um, the whole potential accident there that happened on landing, um, could have been avoided. I mean, we could have disengaged like I said, disengaged all throttle and it's completely flown it manually. I mean, I'd been totally cool with that. Like I said, they are actively working on patching everything up. So, um, like I said, as far as everything else, I mean, I definitely recommend giving it a shot. Just please understand that there are still some little quirks with it that they um, are actively working on. So, other than that, guys, I think that is about it for me. Um, if you don't mind, if you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. We'll still be friends at the end. Me in the end. And if you haven't already, shoot me a sub. You know that motivates me to get off my couch and get onto my computer and stream. So if you got Twitter, I'm also on Twitter as well. And yeah, just check me out. If you're bored or whatever, jump on the chat and we'll talk about some flight sim issues. So other than that, guys, it's been awesome. You guys have yourself an amazing rest of your Sunday, and please take care of yourself and each other.